Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Yakima Ridgeback 5x carrier on our 2020 Cadillac Escalade. Now, as you can see here, we do have a hanging style bike rack with us today, and it does use dual arm support systems to give us 3 points of contact on our bikes. So if you're looking a way of actually securing some bikes on our hanging style, this is going to be a great option for you. As you can see, these 3 points of contact really going to hopefully reduce that sway and motion as we go down. Taking a look at the end of these dual arms, you see we have 2 bottle openers on either side. That's going to be great if you want a cold one when you're done with your ride or wherever you might be. And taking a look at the cradles here, you can see Yakima zip strip technology is coming into play here again. They have these nice little ratcheting systems, as well as the inside. You can see it has these nice little foam pads in here. That's going to hopefully reduce any damage to our frame. And taking a look inside the cradle here, see we have these nice air-filled soft packets of rubber as well. All that's going to do, as we said, reduce that strain on our frame as we go down. And with a nice little groove in there, hopefully we can fit some of those brake cables on the inside. Talking about the specs here as well, keep in mind this does have a 150-pound weight capacity overall, so that puts you about 30 pounds per bike. However, if you're not utilizing the full thing, you can get away with 40 pounds per solo bike on this bad boy, as long as you're not exceeding that capacity as you go down the road. So let's go ahead and take a quick look of actually getting this off. Now keep in mind, with these frame contacts, this is not going to be a great option for those carbon frames, as we do have frame contact here. And keep in mind, those women bikes, step throughs, and some of those kiddo bikes might have a few issues of actually getting these frame contacts. So you may need to pick up a bike adapter bar at etrailer.com. And all we simply have to do to get this bike off is just push in these levers, simply lift up on our zip strips here. And repeating the process on the other side. Give it a good pinch. Now the only thing I don't really like about these guys, they can be a little cumbersome to keep track of. However, if you got a pocket, you can just stick them right there and we won't be losing them anytime soon. And then to simply repeat the process here, keep in mind, we start getting a little bit of a bind when our wheel starts meeting contact with our frame here. But this nice anti-sway cradle here, as you can see, that's actually going to be nice to actually keep this bike from tilting back and forth as we sway down the road. Keep in mind, as we get 5 bikes on here, we're going to get a lot more sway, so anything we can do to reduce that is going to be a great option, and these do a great job of that. Keep in mind, as we talked about before here, this cradle can actually tilt in, allowing us more room to go ahead and pull out the rest of the zip strip, getting away from our bike, and allowing us to walk up, simply grabbing both ends of the bike, and as you can see, we can nicely and simply walk it right off of the rack. And we're ready to hit the trail. Again, real simple. We can get 5 bikes on and off of here in no time at all. So that's always a great option for ease of use. Now keep in mind, with any hitch-mounted accessory, we are going to add length to our vehicle. So it's important to keep in mind and to see what exactly we're working with. Taken from the rear of the bumper here to the back of our product, we see that we have about 43 3/4 inches from the back of our vehicle. Now that is quite a lot, especially in our Escalade here, but keep in mind we are getting 5 bikes up on here, so what you're affording with length, you are getting back in your capacity of actually getting down the road. However, we do have a very simple way of actually reducing that overall length. All we have to do is come up to this nice little plastic strip up here, pull that lever back, and you'll hear it click, and then our arms are simply going to swing down and click into place. They'd move a little bit, but definitely not too much. We're not going to have too many issues of getting this in those tight parking spaces now. Hopefully we can pull this in the garage if we have a big enough garage for the Escalade and this on the back, but it's always a nice way to actually condense that down. So let's take a quick look of how much space we actually saved. And at 11.5 inches, that's quite a reduction. So that's always going to be a great option. Now with this Escalade 2, we do have a lot of cargo space in the back that we definitely want to be utilizing, and that's where this amazing feature comes into play. I really like how this is just up front. A lot of the standard items, you have to get back down, you start getting in behind, where all the frame is, trying to get around the arms, but this one's just right up front for you. All we simply have to do, pull that lever down as well, and it'll gently rest on its own right there. And as you can see, we can go ahead and pop open this hatch. It's going to swing nicely, evenly out of the way. No trouble at all for us. Now we can get everything we need in the back of our vehicle, whether it be coolers, helmets. Now we can bring in groceries. All that good stuff is going to be very easy to use. And again, just letting it close on itself, supporting the mast in the back, and all we have to do is walk it up clicks into place, very hands-free, no hassle at all. So I love that. Another important dimension to keep in mind is our clearance to the ground. Now, as we are sitting on an Escalade, we're going to have not too many issues with our clearance innately, but keep in mind, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down, especially in accessories we have on the back. So let's take a quick look. And going from the bottom here, they actually have a nice little bottom out shank here. So if we do hit anything, we won't be hitting our bikes or anything that's integral to this. And at 21 inches from the ground, I don't think we're going to have any issues at all with clearance. But just keep in mind, if you're doing it off-roading or if you have a really steep driveway, it's right there for you. Now taking a look, we do have an 1.25" receiver with a 2-inch adapter as well. And at the back end here, all this does and then is just line up our hitch pin to make sure we're appropriately in the right spot. And taking a look at the back end here, we have this nice torquing knob, and all this simply does is secure our rack to our frame. That's going to be our anti-rattle system. As you can see, that's going to get it in line with our frame, so our vehicle's going to feel it less, our bikes are going to feel it less. Everything in one system is going to make for a nice, smooth ride as we go down. As well as the inside here, you see it does have a locking core to actually keep our our bike rack attached to our hitch without any kind of worries. And what's great about this, as with most Yakima accessories, this will be the same key system. So if you have other accessories already, you can go ahead and swap this locking core out. If not, you can start getting everything keyed alike to this guy. Talking about cable locks as well. On the end here, we actually do sell the handcuff lock attachment, and that can go ahead and actually swap these out for a lock cable. That way, when you get all 5 bikes on there, we do have an attached cable lock, so you can pick that up on etrailer.com if you so desire. Well, you know, this is getting 5 bikes to the road, or on the road with us on a hanging style, so that's great. It's one of the, higher capacities that I've seen on our hanging style. And even with 5-inch subsets, we're not getting too long on the back of our vehicle, and allowing it to condense down, it's going to be really nice at actually utilizing both the carrying capacity and shortening down for us. I love how these levers are just right here in my face, as well as this torque knob being right on the outside. I don't have to get on my hands and knees. I don't have to, thread that hitch pin wrong and back it out and really fight with it. All I have to do is simply come up, tighten this down, and to walk it off, I just tighten it back the other way. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Yakima Backridge 5-bike carrier on our 2020 Cadillac Escalade. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.